this really a get ready with me? No. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a video that I should have done a long time ago, but it's basically going to be my experience of working in e-commerce and what happened after, basically. It's quite like a difficult video, I guess. It's just a really difficult video for me to film because obviously it was a very sticky situation. So yeah, I started working for this company in June. It was all like really calm and it like really well organized and everyone was lovely. It was a really small team, so everyone kind of like kept to themselves. Like, this is initially, everyone kind of like kept to themselves at the beginning. Basically what my job was logistics, so that's like getting things from one place to another, but my job was also like picking and packing, getting past like PR parcels ready, just anything to do with like getting parcels from point A to point B and vice versa, like returns and stuff. That was pretty much what I did. The job wasn't like a dream job, but it was something in a fashion company, and it was like up and coming, you know. It was fun, it was exciting, it was in London. I couldn't have asked for anything better. More people got hired and the company, it got bigger. Like the not the actual physical like building, but like there were like, I don't know, when I started there were like 4 people or 5 people, 6 people max. And like by the time I left it was like a few more, like maybe like 8 or 9, 10 maybe. So we had one system of sorting the parcels out, which was you'd read what was on the order form and then you'd go and get it and then you'd pack it up and put it in the correct mail bag. That was how it started out. And it was quite sociable, you know. I could like walk around the office, there'd be music playing, so I could sing along, talk to people, whatever. It was a really nice working environment. Initially it was the best working environment I could possibly like put together myself. So it got to like middle of July and I started getting a few more responsibilities. If you know me in person, like obviously you know I'm a very like hype person. I used to go in every day and be like shouting across the office like, hi, how are you, how's it going? Not my specific role, but it was said to me like whenever someone comes in you need to be happy, so that's what I did. Obviously that is not something that you can keep up every single day. You can't, it's just not possible to exert that amount of energy for 8 hours a day. It's not possible. Plus the fact that I was also running around the office trying to pick and pack these orders. Again, you can't keep up that amount of energy for that amount of time. And then it got to summer, like it got to like when it was like 39 degrees kind of time. And the orders were getting more and more and I had no help. The thing with these orders was that it would be like, you wouldn't know how many you would get day to day. My supervisor left. So at that point I'd been working there for like almost 2 months, I think. I was expected to just pick up all the slack. So I was basically manager for 2 months. I cried, and it was actually horrendous. It was actually horrendous. That was the beginning of basically the end of me working there. I feel like after that, like those like 2 weeks of being in charge and having that like responsibility, kind of in their eyes put me somewhere I really wasn't. Like, it just happened to go okay. I understand independent companies cannot afford to get certain types of people to work for them, and there are certain areas that need to be focused on more, especially if it's e-commerce or it's online. I totally understand that. There was no one in the company to kind of say, oh well, we've gained this amount of followers and we've had this amount of sales, so maybe we should try and put more into the logistics team. Like, there was no one to analyze, like no like, is it market research or like a data analyst? None of that. It was all just kind of off the cuff. So we get to like September time and I am hating it. Like, I hate it. I hate it. Okay, so a lot of things changed. There was not enough room for the stock and the desks and the creative space and everything else. Where are they going? You know, like when you start working somewhere and you're like, yeah, no, this is fine, and then like once you realise one bad thing about it, you just realise all the bad things about it. Like, that is essentially what happened. When I first started working there, calm, cool, I was doing my job like fine. Do you know what I think it was? I think it was the fact that the company grew so big in a way they didn't expect it to happen. And they expected all of us to keep on top of that when I'd been used to when it was clean and clear and no people, no mess. And that trying to change in a three month time period what you knew to something else is very difficult. I was doing the best that I could. I was working as hard as I could. I guess they just didn't fucking see it. I don't know what happened, but out of nowhere, this same manager, it was like the micromanaging was a different level. A true example of something that happened. There was like desks, right? Desks. And I was sat over here on my desk, and they would be sat over here on their desk. He would tell us, like, message me what you're doing with your day. And we'd be like, oh yeah, sure, calm, whatever. You know, some managers want to like keep on top of where everyone is. That's fine. I totally understand that. I was sat here, okay, and he was here. And if something changed during my day, he would tell me from across the room to text him to tell him if something had changed. But it's like you can see me and you can hear me. I don't understand what all that was about, but it happened when the company got busier. So maybe that's what it was. They haven't hired that many people before. The company's only been around for like 4 years, 5 years. I don't think they were used to dealing with that amount of people, big personalities as well. So I feel like that was an issue for that person in particular. I told you about the initial system of like packing and stuff, where I could socialise, talk to people. They basically changed that. Changed where I was as well, from where I was working to somewhere else. So I was in the studio initially. Then they built this whole other section. The work became a lot more isolating. I would basically get a long list of all the orders, the item and the quantity of the item, and I'd have to like go get all these things. So that would take anywhere from 2 hours to 3 hours to 4 hours, depending on how many orders, how many items, do we have it in stock, do we not have it in stock. So that would take a while. I was by myself pretty much this whole time. That part of the job that took so long, I was by myself. Then I'd get to doing the job and they'd move me to a section where I'd just be staring at a brick wall, getting these orders done, and it sucked. It fucking sucked. It was so lonely and so sad. I'm literally doing my makeup, I'm sorry guys. Like where I worked, the light was so dark, my eyes would have to adjust when I went into the next bit of the room. I'd have headaches. I don't get headaches. I'm not a headache person. Not now, not ever. I didn't really have to talk to anyone as part of my job, so I just didn't. Like, it just got to the point where when I'd be getting all the stuff from these lists, I'd just be going upstairs on my headphones, sitting there for a few hours, getting all the stuff out, getting it all done, making sure I had the right stuff, come back downstairs and then put all the clothes away. That's all I had to do. It wasn't a case of me being antisocial. It wasn't a case of me being rude. It was a case of me being put in a position where I actually couldn't talk to anyone. I was actually like physically sectioned off from the rest of the office as well. Before like anyone tries to come for me, I've never been classed as depressed. I've never been given any type of medication for depression. I've never been diagnosed by a psychiatrist or a doctor or anything like that. I've never, nothing to do with the actual medical term depression, no. But the way I felt, I started getting depressed in this job, and that's when I just like totally stopped talking to people at work. I was just like, no, sorry, I'm not doing it. The way my dad raised me, it's a case of like, you go to work, you do your job well, and you go home. Anything else is secondary. Like, if you're good at your job, anything else should be irrelevant. Being there in particular, I just didn't want to be social. I just didn't want to talk to anyone. So I would have said, yeah, I was feeling very depressed at that time. I messaged my manager actually, and I was like, do you mind if I speak to you about something? And it's the same manager, and they said, can you email me about it? And I was like, oh, well, I'd prefer to talk to you about it. Nothing came of that, not a thing. I was actually going to talk to him about my mental state and my work performance and everything like that, and the talk never came to fruition. I'll tell you about my last day at the company and what happened. I was in the back washing dishes like some fucking idiot. We were meant to have our 6-month reviews, and mine was meant to be like the week before, 2 weeks before, and I was like, what is taking so long for them to do this review? Like, I don't get it, I don't understand. And they called me in at 5 o'clock and I finished at 5:30, and I was like, this is my review, this is very, very close to the wire. It's Friday at 5, I wanna go. You know when you get like a sense, like a vibe, like something's not right here. Whenever I get that vibe, my feet always get really cold and clammy and my hands get cold and clammy, but the rest of my body's hot. Like whenever I like there's a vibe or like an energy, I feel it. It was not even, how are you finding working here? No. Straight up. And it was this manager who said it that had been beefing me, so I know they were buzzing, okay? Buzzing to tell me this. It was straight up, this will be your last shift working here. From that moment, my soul was a bit like, me? It was really disheartening, like getting let go of or getting fired or moving on. It fucking hurts, especially when you think that you're doing a good job or you know that you're doing a good job. And here's the thing, like so when they fired me, it was oh, we just feel like you're not happy here. And it's like, well, why didn't you ask me that first? And why didn't you make the effort to actually see how I'm feeling about it? And this is one thing that really really pissed me off about it. Don't use my personality against me. I'm a nice, outgoing, friendly person, and I'll literally put in 110% as long as I'm getting that back. But when I'm being told that I'm not giving you enough energy, as if you're paying me for the extra energy that I gave you, and for a company as well that is so hell-bent on being women empowerment leaders and so pro this and pro that, for someone to obviously not be themselves and for someone to obviously be in a really shit place, it's like an issue for you to deal with, so you just get rid of them. I was obviously like in tears, like I was like, y'all killing me with this. The one moment that will stick with me forever throughout this entire experience was when I was crying, like, not like cute crying, like snot, tears, everything. They look me in my face and they go, oh, well, we like you as a person. You can like me as a person what you fucking want. Is that paying my bills? I don't think so. And this is what makes me sad about it. This company has so much potential to be amazing. They're so caught up with trying to do the latest, like get on the latest hype, or trying to follow this trend, and then there's another one, so they follow that one, and like there's so many like abandoned projects. This is the thing, my mind was in a place, was on a flex of like, have I done that bad a job working here that they don't want to keep me? Like, is that what it is? Do you know what's funny? The manager who beefed me sat there and was like, you come to work, you do your job and you leave. So what more do you want from me? I don't understand. I shouldn't have to sit there, plaster on a fake smile, and for what reason? Because it makes your company look better, because it makes you feel better. No. There's more stuff, but I just feel like these are the main points I wanted to get across. And that's the tea on that, guys. I don't know what else to say. Thank you so much for watching.